Hey guys, 25 skeet, 50 skeet here, back again in the reloading cave. The very, very messy reloading cave. Between reloading 6 shotgun gauges, casting my own shot and buckshot and slugs, as well as having race cars in here at one point. Garage is gonna be messy, guys. I don't know what to tell you. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 reloaders just in here, not to count the Mac 9000 I have in my room. So I'm at 7 reloaders. So y'all gotta have a little bit of wiggle room with me. But in this episode, we're going to be trying a new hole. This is the Federal 3.5 inch 10 gauge. You can see right there. 10 gauge steel, 10 gauge hole. Normally, I'm used to loading I have them around here somewhere, right here. Normally I'm used to loading the Remington 3.5 inch holes. These are a little bit longer than 3.5 inch. These are about 3.52. These are about 3.38. As you can see, just a tiny bit shorter. Just a tiny bit shorter when the brasses are butted up to each other. Shouldn't make a difference though. The load I'm going to be shooting for these first testers are just going to be bird shot. I'm not going to do any buckshot yet. One, because I still have to cast some more buckshot. I'm all out. I only have 3 pellets left. Other than that, I'm down to round balls. So buckshot casting will probably happen tonight. I'll probably make a video on it too. Once I get my shot maker fully up and running as well, I'll make a video about that. Just the general setup I have for it. It's nothing too fancy. I don't have one of those circulating pumps or anything. Just straight into a ammo can with detergent in it, but it works. I get some pretty okay shot. I have some screens coming in to finish screening it out. All the big stuff I'll just remelt, and then the small stuff I can just put into my target shells. We're gonna be making a 2.25 ounce birdshot load, 40 grains of blue dot. The load I'm using does call for a Remington SP10, but I'm going to be substituting it for a Ballistic Products BP1044 wad. This is technically an 11 gauge wad. Thank you, Shotgun Scientist, for telling us all the information about this wad. I did not know it was 11 gauge till he posted one of his videos about will it work in an 835 Mossberg. That's a 12 gauge gun, but it's overboard barrel. This being an 11 gauge wad will work kind of in both. I am going to flare out the gas seal at the bottom though, just for a little bit of extra protection. So without further ado, we'll start. 10 gauge hole, still has the primer, into my custom 10 gauge D-primer. Thank you, Jim Akers on Facebook. De-primed it. Okay. Mech resize ring for a 10 gauge, and a piece of PVC pipe barely fits over the hole, and I think it's about 1.25 inches long. Just put it on there like that. I got this whole setup that I learned about from Shotgun Scientists and Jim Akers. Both of them helped me assemble my 10 gauge reloading press, which is just a Lee Load-All. I say helped assemble, but they gave me the very much needed information that a dumb hick like me wouldn't have known without all their help. So we're going to resize this now because I bought these holes on Trap Shooter's forum. So I don't know what they were shot out of, but they were not shot out of my bolt action 10 gauge. Which at the end of this video, I will show y'all a little preview up close of my 10 gauge in case y'all haven't seen it. Whenever you resize on a Mech or on a Lee Load-All, and to kick the ring off, there's a few things you can do. What I do is I prime it as normal into the priming station, just as you would a 12 gauge shell. but that won't kick the ring off fully. So then you can either take the priming pad out in the little post that's in there. Kind of a pain in the butt, but it makes it worth it to not have to buy a whole. I have a Mac 10 gauge press. Do I want to go through the amount of holes it's going to take to crush and destroy trying to get it set up? No. So that's why I use this Lee. I feel like I get better reloads off of it. So here's this. Oh, I got an itch on my leg. There we go. These videos are low quality, y'all. Y'all knew what y'all were getting into. For grains, actually takes less powder than a lighter load. This one's 40 grains even. My other ounce and 3/4 load takes, in the Remington holes, takes 40.2 grains. We're at 39.9, and I'm happy with that from one scoop, so we are calling that good. So there's that. Don't worry, guys, I have a tripod coming on the way soon as well, so it shouldn't be this low quality next time. I like to use the corner of my Lee Loadout handle to flare out gas seals. Just a good multi-purpose thing. Then, after you get the first flare, I take a little bit of pliers and then just squeeze around the bottom. This isn't a completely super necessary step, but it helps prevent against powder migration in the hull or in the assembled shell. So we have our 40 grains of dust in here, if you know, you know. Wad going in. Now the reason I'm loading up tester shells is because, one, this data technically isn't published. I'm changing a load that was already in the book. And two, instead of a 20 gauge card, I'm using a 12 gauge fiber card. You need a 1/4 inch or a .125. So I think an 1/8 inch card. I just took a 1/2 inch fiber card and ripped a little bit off, so we're going to shove this in here. Okay, that's seated. So now we're going to go to a bag of shot. Doesn't matter what shot you use. I have a bag of just Eagle 9s here that I normally use for my 410 loading, but I'm too lazy to go open a bag of 7.5s or 8s. And the other reason is Eagle shot's not that good compared to the other stuff I'm holding on to for my trap shooting. I have STS, Heeper, Lawrence's saved up for my trap shooting. We need 984.4 grains. I think I might need an overshot card for this. Might just tear off another piece of fiber. 993, we'll call it good. Because this is technically a low pressure load anyway. It's only like 9.8 PSI. Or 9.8K PSI. And I know for a fact I've already pushed my 10 gauge to like 12. So I'm not too concerned. Yeah, it's looking like we're going to need just a tiny bit of overshot card to get that level up to where we need it in the hole. So I'm just going to take this fiber card, rip it in half one more for about another 1/3 of an inch. 1/3 of an inch? Shit if I know. I don't know my measurements. Boom. That's what it looks like. As you can see, it's light where there's nothing. Boom, there we go. Back station of a Lee Loadout is the 6-point crimp for a 12 gauge, so we're going to pre-crimp. Woo! Look at that. Look at that. I've never loaded one of these before, so y'all are gonna see how this works with me. And final crimping. Now there's always a wrinkle in my 10 gauge holes. But that doesn't look too bad. That'll go in just fine. That will work. Oh yeah, there we go. Pow, pow. 2 1/4 ounce, 10 gauge with birdshot. We'll load one more. Run through it a little bit quicker this time, hopefully. D-prime. Resize. Fully resized. We're gonna put the primer pad back in to knock the ring off initially and put the primer in. Helps if you if you don't put it in upside down. There we go. There's primer inserted, pad coming out. We'll get our 40 grains of Blue Dot. This is a really good dust. And I think for this shell, we'll try a TPS. Let me find my bag of Decimax wads to compare what each one looks like. Should be around here somewhere. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Ah. Cool. Flare this gas seal out once. We'll insert this in the shell. We'll give it some wad pressure this time. See if that doesn't help. We'll shove our undershot card, I should say, in. Kind of mangled the mouth of the hole up. And we're going to get our 984 of Eagle Shot one more time. We're at 662. That's 992. We need 984. And we'll call that good. Pre-crimp. Okay, final crimp. I think this is going to get dished in. Yeah, I dished it in. I should have used a overshot card, but what I do about that, I just get a piece of candle wax, melt it in, and boom, done. So there we go. That was 2 shells, that was 2 Inchinay, that's 2 1 1/4 10 gauge shells in once fired Federal 10 gauge holes. Thank you.